And action. All right, my magical friends. So, welcome to this live installment. Today's episode brought to you by the concept of surrender. so, a lot of you know that I broke my arm and actually broke my right wrist. And as a healer, OMG, talk about the humbling experience it has brought me and the gifts that has brought me. And so I just want to share a little bit about my experience. I've kind of been talking about it through the last few days. And I was quiet on social media the week that it happened because it was painful. I was on pain pills. I was not feeling like myself. And at the same time, I knew that there was a huge gift in relaxing. And so I want to talk about tonight this idea of surrender. And we're taught to go get it, like go after your goals, go after your dreams, go after your targets, work really hard, go after your relationships, work really hard, go after money, work really hard. And the gift of what has happened and what I created by not listening. And it's not like what I mean by that is like, it's not like I was like, oh, la, 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 I'm not listening to the cues from the universe. I have been asking for a bigger life. And in December, I was like, something has to change. I want my magic back because I was just feeling a little disconnected. Like my life prior to COVID was traveling around the world, getting on planes, facilitating, meeting amazing people from all over the world, like having these adventures, also being a mom, also building a business, also working with a team. And I just felt like one of the things that makes my spirit come alive is I love to travel. And I think traveling is such a for me, for my survival, it's such an instrumental part of who I am. And with COVID, I have not been traveling at so it's been over 15 months since I've been on a plane. The last plane I was on was the plane back home from London, right? Which was, yeah, 15 months ago. So it's really fascinating because, I had to surrender into the idea that my business was changing and COVID was changing that. And so I could either fight it and be upset or be frustrated, or I could surrender into the idea about it. What are all the choices that I have? And so, my friends, in the midst of your life, we are delivered challenges, we are delivered possibilities, we are delivered unending gifts that come in the form of so many different ways. So, gifts of receiving, gifts in learning lessons, gifts in waking up our spirit, gifts in waking up our being. And, I would say that one of the greatest lessons that I'm currently experiencing is the gift of surrender. Right. Hello, sweet Chantal. And so, my friends, as I broke my right arm 2+ weeks ago, it was now we're going on 16 days. Oh, yeah. And so when I broke it, I had to let go. I couldn't work. I couldn't move my arm. I could barely cook. I needed to receive help and I needed to surrender into the idea that things didn't go as planned. And so I've talked about the concept of this a lot lately, but I wanted to add on to it because my own experience is that, oh my goodness, my friends, like you might see this person that I don't know, if maybe you think I'm happy, maybe you think I'm angry, maybe you think I'm pissed off, I don't know. I tend to really be a pretty joyful person and a pretty positive person. And when this happened, when I it broke, I like I literally went into, well, there's nothing I can do except for allow the healing to happen. And yes, I can expedite the healing through my thoughts. I can expedite the healing through healing touch. I can expedite the healing through having friends work on me. I can expedite the healing by taking supplements and eating protein. And I know I'm live now. Surprise. I like surprises. And so, my friends, it's like, oftentimes when we want to create a bigger life, we're taught that we gotta go after it, right? We gotta work really hard. And what I've noticed is in that experience of working really hard, there isn't surrender. It's not always so light. And what we can actually end up happening is we end up creating more of a separation between our goals, our dreams, the life we'd like to have, and where we currently are. And so, what I want to invite you to consider is there something you've been working towards for a very long time and it hasn't yet happened, right? And if that's actually true and it hasn't yet happened, is it time to surrender into the idea of having it, the idea of creating it, the idea of choosing it, the idea of it being a reality? Or is it time to fight for it? And does fighting for it create more possibility, more lightness, more energy? Or does fighting for it actually diminish it? Mm, mm. So, do you fight for $1,000,000 or do you surrender into $1,000,000? Do you fight for your relationship or do you surrender into your relationship? Do you fight to lose weight or do you surrender into your body and allow it to show you a different way? My friends, I have been working with bodies for a very long time, and I've been specifically teaching classes for over 8 years on inviting people to surrender into changing their bodies. And so when we are taught that we want to lose weight, we're taught that, "Ooh, you should judge yourself and decide you're too fat, or maybe you wanna get more fit, or maybe you haven't been exercising, you don't have enough muscle." So we're taught to judge the wrongness of what we see in order to create the possibility. And what I will say is judging yourself into possibility is not really the way to do it because it doesn't last long term. It's not authentic to who you are. It goes against really truly creating a life and a living, right? So, my friends, imagine if you were to surrender into everything you're asking for. I cannot fight for my healing. I have to surrender into it, right? I could fight for my business, but fighting for my business, when I used to do that, it meant I'd have to prove. And now it's like, what if I surrendered into what I know? Right? And what I know is that the body is this magical, walking, talking miracle that literally, if you talk to the consciousness of your body, it will activate the cells, the cellular memory, and you can ask it to heal itself. You can ask it to rejuvenate. You can ask it to get younger and prettier. You can ask it to get sexier, right? But please, 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 if you're trying to lose weight, and apparently it's a topic up for discussion a lot these days. I just saw someone post in a group I'm a part of going, "I need help. I've been trying to lose weight for 15 years and I've lost motivation." And I was like, "Oh my gosh." And so I said to the person, I wrote a comment and I said, like, one, probably you don't want to ask your body to lose weight. So you can ask, what size of sexy would you like to be? Right? And two, if you've been trying to lose weight for 15 years and you haven't been able to lose weight, is the weight yours? You can't change what isn't yours. And I know this sounds really wacky when it's attached to your body, but a lot of times we take on fear, anxiety, depression, um, we take on hyperthyroidism or like certain diseases. And the truth is, those diseases or those energies or that depression or that anxiety or that weight, it's really hard to imagine that the extra weight on your body isn't yours. I know that sounds weird, but if you haven't been able to lose the weight, then it's one, it might not be yours, or two, and I know that sounds really, really, really wacky. I get it. I get that that sounds wacky, but the truth is, if you haven't been able to change something, it isn't yours. You can't change what isn't yours. And if you've decided the way that you're going to change it, rarely when somebody says, I'm going to lose weight, does it last for longer than a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? Why? Because they're taking or adapting or adopting a strategy that's somebody else's strategy. The only way that I know to ultimately be happy in your body is to create a relationship with your body where you begin to understand the way your body works, right? So if your body's asking for pickles at midnight, does that mean you say yes? Not if you don't feel like it. You can say, I'm sorry, just like a kid. A kid says, Mommy, can I have that toy? Mommy, can I have that treat? Mommy, can I eat ice cream for breakfast? Mommy, right? And you're like, no, I don't think so, right? And so you can negotiate with your body. If it's asking for pickles at midnight and you don't have pickles in your refrigerator, you're not going to go out and get pickles at midnight unless you're like really in the mood. And so you go, hey, body, we don't have pickles. I'll feed you, but what do you want? What are you hungry for? What would you like to choose? Right? So, my friends, the journey of your life, the journey of your finances, the journey of your business, the journey of your relationships, the journey of your body, nobody can tell you how to do it. People can invite you into strategies that might be light for you, that you might learn from, that might feel like they inspire you, but I will tell you, if it's not authentic to you, you will not choose it long term. And so weight loss or changing your shape or changing your size or changing your body or getting fit is a lifelong journey of discovering what's authentic to you, what actually is true for you. And so, 9 months ago, I went on this journey where I started asking for my athlete to come back out and play. And when I did, I had no idea all the things my body would invite me to discover. So I started eating breakfast at 6 or 7 in the morning. I started eating 3 to 4, sometimes 5 times a day, which I used to intermittent fast for a year and a half. And then I'd eat maybe a meal because I was afraid that if I ate too much, I'd gain weight. But I am actually probably 10 pounds smaller now, now that I'm eating 3 to 5 meals a day and working out. Now, obviously, this has changed things. I'm still eating pretty regularly. That hasn't changed, but I'm not working out right now. And my body's been pretty satisfied. And so this idea, my friends, of whatever it is you want to create, what if you surrender into it and start to ask all the ways that it can show up, all the ways that you can be with the energy of it? So if you want to make more money, surrender into the idea of having more money, right? Surrendering. If you want to make more money, and every time somebody says to you, you want to go out to eat, and you're like, I don't have the money, I'm broke, I don't have the money, that is not surrendering into creating more money. That is giving up and letting lack win. And I don't know about you, but I know that I don't like to let lack win. So, my friends, there is this idea of what is it that you can be choosing right now. So for those of you that are here, what is it you want to be creating? What are your dreams? Oh, look at your comments and I missed it. Oh, you la la, yay. She says listening you with doing yoga, and after hearing fight or surrender, my movement changed, slower but juicier to my body. Exactly. My friends, surrender into what you're asking for. Allow the greatness of you to come through. Allow the magic of you to come through. Allow your dreams to surprise you. This is not advocating sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day and hope that you win the lottery or hope that money comes your way. No, this is if you are somebody, an entrepreneur, a mama, somebody who owns a giant business, and you are like, I want to create more in my life, you're probably somebody who every day is in the action of creating your future. And so if you want to create your future, surrender into the creation of it, surrender into the magic of it, surrender into the joy of you and it. I didn't want to break my wrist. I didn't want to be out of like being on the mountain for the next 5 weeks. I didn't want that. But the gift of it is to let go of the way you think things should look, my friends. I was listening to, and I've said this a couple times, Gary Douglas was on Shannon O'Hara's podcast, and they were talking about control. And one of the things that Gary said, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit, he said that people will control themselves out of possibility. So we will use reason and justification as to why we can't succeed, as to why we can't lose weight, as to why we can't make more money. And the idea is, my friends, what if you can? And where have you been lying to yourself? Because every time you lie to you, that's the energy of you giving up. But every time you let go and allow the magic to come through and the greatness to come through and the possibilities to begin to contribute to you, that is where surrender can be your greatest ally. So, my friends, thank you for being here. I'm so grateful. We've got some amazing classes coming up in February 1st. We've got some bonuses that we're giving away. I'm not going to go into details because I'm just enjoying having a conversation with you. But if you are curious, if you'd like to change the way you create your life, if you'd like to build your business more, if you would like to change your body and the relationship you have with your body, I highly recommend just going to katherinemcintosh.com/live and check out the upcoming live classes that we have. And we'll see you on the other side of wherever you are on the planet. So, my friends, thank you for joining me. I adore you so much. And we'll see you next time, wherever we see you in the world. Bye for now. And until next time.